So the last thing we're going to do now is try to create some drainage points. We could pretty much know where the drainage points are if we just zoom in really close. We can tell there's going to be one here, there's going to be one here, just from looking at this. But it would be really cool if, since our Hydro was able to find the drainage lines and catchments for us, why not have it find our drainage points as well? And we can do that, so let me close out of my attribute table there, go back into my model builder, and I'm going to drag and drop my drainage point processing tool right underneath my catchment polygon tool. So there we go, drainage point processing. I'm just going to drag and drop it right here. And if you're not sure what the inputs are, again, you can right click on this and go to open. And it tells you that it wants a flow accumulation, a catchment grid, and an input catchment. So let's go ahead and grab our flow accumulation first. It's way over here. Flow accumulation. So that's our flow accumulation grid. And we can see here two blue blobs that just pop out. It wants our catchment grid and our catchment polygon. So let's do the catchment polygon first. And then let's do our catchment grid next. So this is our catchment grid. You got to be very careful not to input the wrong things. Sometimes if you input the wrong things, you'll get something that's really kind of an exotic map that comes out. So, or it will error out because it's not the correct input. So in this case, this is a catchment grid, not a flow accumulation grid. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my floaters here. Don't need those anymore. And I'm just going to drag this so that it gets really close to the thing that's underneath, just to kind of neaten up my model here a little bit. Going to right click on this again and choose open. I want to make sure that it's going to end up in my geodatabase. So I'm going to call this DRPT for drainage point 663. Click save, click OK. I'm going to right click and run this. It's going to put in all of our points for us, assuming it doesn't error out. We can see on the right side that our points have definitely shown up here. So if we zoom in a little bit, we can see our points a little bit better. Very, very handy tool. I would have to say that ArcHydro is definitely one of my favorite tools. So you can see it's picked up that one there. You're probably wondering why it's checkering like this or boxing it. Remember that it's basing everything off that 6 feet by 6 feet or that 2 meter by 2 meter grid. And that's why it looks this way. So if you have higher resolution terrain data, it gets less checkery. So I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop this into my hydrology group. And those are my drainage points. And you can use the identify tool and click on one of these. So it gives you all of this information. And it actually connects to all of this information from that drainage line. So it's really very, very cool. So if you check out the ArcHydro data model, you can see actually how all of this is going to work. But for the purposes of what we're doing here with this particular example, we don't need to go any further. What we really only needed was just our drainage lines and not so much our catchments or our drainage points. And I just wanted to show you how all of that stuff works in case you are interested in doing other things such as stormwater calculations.